It's no deep, dark secret that the C-suite can make or break a company's purpose. Without their complete buy-in, purpose stands as much chance of gaining traction as a pair of tap shoes on an ice rink. But like the lead singer in a band, one particular senior executive's voice must be heard above all others when it comes to owning purpose across the organization. That's the CEO. In addition to being the company's public face and linked to the board of directors, the CEO must be the clear champion and steward of purpose, both within the business and externally. At a time when consumers trust business more than NGOs to help solve real-world problems, CEOs must exude their company's purpose at every turn for the benefit of all stakeholders, not just the shareholders. As ethics expert Rob Chestnut once said, "I like to say that the CEO is the thermostat, not the thermometer when it comes to purpose. A thermometer measures the temperature in a room. A thermostat sets it. The CEO sets the tone, and everyone else has to live in that climate." Mwah! That's a sentiment that needs to be preached, spread, and deeply ingrained. There has been much debate about whether purpose is losing its luster as companies and brands focus on shinier objects, like artificial intelligence and virtual reality. CEOs don't see it that way. According to a survey of 1,000 CEOs by BrandPie, 76% agree that the importance of purpose has increased over the past 5 years, and 75% believe it will continue to rise over the next 5. Purpose-led CEOs also understand the impact their company's North Star can have on business outcomes and their jobs. In fact, the same BrandPie study found that 63% of CEOs agree that purpose helps them make strategic business decisions, and 53% said purpose helps them lead and operate the business. A majority of CEOs also agree that there's a link between purpose and improved customer loyalty, brand perception, and employee loyalty. While that's all well and good, we know the role of the CEO is more challenging than ever. And in times of disruption, when their priorities are spread thin, it can be easy for CEOs to take their eyes off purpose. And that's a mistake. For purpose to make a noticeable impact, it must trickle down from the top, always. It's the only way to get stakeholders all pulling in the same direction. Because if the CEO isn't repeatedly espousing the company's purpose in a genuine way, it will be viewed as little more than corporate BS. Ty Montague, founder and chief purpose officer at Co-Collective, said it best. The CEO is the chief purpose evangelist. They talk about it publicly and internally all the time. It's present in their leadership team meetings, and they use it as a tool to define action. Even when there is transition within the C-suite, which seems to happen more and more with chief marketers, it's important for the CEO to stay grounded in the company's purpose and continue building a culture that fully embraces it. And in changing times, to minimize risk, the CEO must be prepared to adapt purpose for the good of the business and its stakeholders, instead of staying anchored to the past. Remember, purpose isn't a superficial wrapper around the business. It's a foundational piece, and it must be supported at every level, and that starts at the very top. For the Beyond Profit podcast, I'm Ken Beaulieu.